Hello, welcome to Death Metal Chef. Today we are going to be making something a little bit sweet, a little bit naughty. It's what I call Death by Chocolate Trifle, or possibly what we now call it, Death Metal by Chocolate Trifle. Anyway, so there are components to a traditional trifle, originated in England, our fair country. Started out in the 1700s, combining fruit steeped in alcohol with sponge biscuit cake, bits and bats. The one that we're going to do today is a far cry from that. It's my take on it, and it's not for the faint-hearted. It is decadent, shall we say, at the least. So the three components that we're going to do, we'll break this recipe down. Bottom part normally is jelly. We're going to do it different today. We're not going to use jelly. We're going to use a blueberry compote, which my beautiful wife has made, and it's absolutely nummy. If you want, you can use jelly. If you want, you can just use bits of fruit chopped up and mixed in. You can do whatever you want, but I'm going to do blueberry compote. The next stage will be chocolate brownie, which is different to the sponge. So we're not going to be getting a sponge and soaking it in alcohol. We're just going to make a very, very uber chocolatey, decadent chocolate brownie, chop into pieces, put it on the next stage, and then we're going to do a chocolate creme patisserie. For anybody that doesn't know what it is, I'm sure you do, but if you're not, Rob. Thank you. Topped on that, we'll do a Chantilly cream and possibly dust it with a little bit of cocoa on top. So, blueberry compote, chocolate brownie, chocolate creme pat, topped with a little bit of cocoa. Death by chocolate. Let's get this started. Let's go through the ingredients. We'll do the chocolate brownie to start with. There's no point doing a recipe for the blueberry compote because it's already been made, and you know, fruit, sugar, stew. There you go, compote. So, chocolate brownie. We have 500 grams of sugar, 20 grams of cocoa powder, 200 grams of dark chocolate pellets, 4 eggs, pinch of salt, 200 grams of unsalted butter, 200 grams of plain flour, and 5 grams of vanilla paste. If you've got vanilla essence, use 5 ml. First of all, we're going to melt our butter and our chocolate together in a bain-marie. I'm sure you all know what a bain-marie is, but if you don't, Rob. So, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to get this on. You want the water just to be sitting flush, because when that water heats and boils, it's going to push up, it's come outside, it's going to bubble over. Turn it down to about half heat, and then we're going to let that melt down. Bain-marie is ready to be checked. Our chocolate and our butter are nearly melted, and that's nearly ready to come off the heat. Let's have a look. Only a couple of bits left in there. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take it off the heat. We're going to add into the bowl the melted chocolate and butter. Then we're going to add in the sugar. After the sugar, we're going to add in the eggs one at a time. Then we're going to add in vanilla paste, and then the cocoa, and then the flour, and we're going to bring it all together. Yeah, that's there. Switch this off. It makes no difference, to be honest. Like, some people add the sugar to the chocolate, some people add the chocolate to the sugar. Let's get the sugar in there. Oh, I can already feel the arteries clogging. Now you want to let this cool slightly. The sugar will help cool down the mixture, because you don't want to put your eggs in there while it's too warm, or else they'll scramble. Measure out 5 grams if you want. I'm going to put about that much in. A little pinch of salt. 1 egg at a time. At this point, you want to preheat your oven to about 160 degrees. So 4 eggs are in. No, don't get shell, no shell, no shell. Okay, let's put that over there. Notice how I'm beating the eggs in with a wooden spoon. I'm not using a whisk, so I don't want a ton of air into my mixture. Oh, I'm beginning to resist a bit now. The way I like to do it is I put about half my flour in, and then I'll put my cocoa in, and then I'll add the rest of my flour. It will get thick, and you're gonna have to, like work that particular muscle. So a little bit of flour. Don't put all your flour in at once because it'll just bung up and it'll go like cement. And you'll be like, I can't mix it all, and you won't have an even mix, and it'll have clumps in it, and then nobody really wants that. Let's get that in there. Cocoa in there. It's about a quarter of what I've got left. Beginning to come together now. Pull it all in. Don't try and whisk it too hard, it'll just explode everywhere and then you look like Scarface. So that's the consistency you're looking for, where the mixture nearly stands up by itself. Sorted. Tray, greaseproof paper, line it. If you've got a baking mat, use a baking mat. If not, then seriously butter up the inside and flour the inside of your tray so that when you actually do cook it and you're trying to get out, it doesn't all stick and you end up with an absolute mess. You know what, looking at the mixture, I may have just about nailed the amount that I need. It may just fit nicely. As you can see there, that works for me. And then if you've got kids, give them a bowl. If not, anyway, right. So we're going to shove this in the oven now for about 25 to 35 minutes, depending on your oven. You know your ovens at home. So I'm going to take it out in about 25 minutes, have a quick check, see where it's at. 160, preheated. Let's get it shoved in. Stage 2, creme patisserie. Creme pat is very simply a thickened custard. Make it like you do a normal custard. You can add flavourings to it. Normally you add corn flour when you're making the savion. When you add the milk to it, and then you add it back in and you bring it to the boil, then the corn flour thickens to make it a thick set custard. So we're going to make a chocolate creme pat to be the middle part for our Death by Chocolate Trifle. So what we have here is 550ml of whole milk or blue top milk, 5 grams of paste, 2 teaspoons of vanilla essence, 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, which is roughly the equivalent to about 25-30 grams. 3 of these eggs, and then 1 whole egg, 170 grams of sugar, 2.5 tablespoons of corn flour, pinch of salt, and then 170 grams of chocolate pellets, and at the very end we're going to add roughly 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. So let's get started. First of all, we're going to add the milk and the vanilla paste to the pan. I'm going to bring it up to the heat. So 550ml of milk going in there, 5 grams cheese, that much. Heat it up, probably about 2/3 of the way on heat. 1 egg, separate the yolk, what I normally do is, you can get one of them separators, I've seen them egg separators, it's pointless. Get an egg, crack it, turn it that way, lift the top half off, pour it into your hands with your fingers ever so slightly parted. Let the white run, give it a bit of a shake. Oh, you naughty little fuck. Oops. Well, it's not bad. Once you've got only your egg yolk left, plop, Done. Whisk. I'm going to add about 2/3 of the sugar. I'm going to add the cocoa. I'm going to add a pinch of the salt. And I'm going to add 2.5 tablespoons of corn flour. We're going to get all that whisked up together and get a nice smooth consistency. Now I reserve back about 1/3 of the bowl because once you put it all together, taste it. If it's sweet enough, then you don't need this extra. Some people will like it extra sweet, so it's better to have it there. If you don't need it, then you only end up using 120 grams, something like that. But it's always good to have that reserve in case you want to sweeten it up, because obviously this dessert would not be sweet enough otherwise. Let's see where we are here. Yep, for me that's hot enough. You want to get it to the steam's just beginning to come off it, but you don't want it to boil. Hot enough to temper the eggs. So let's turn that down. Now this is called tempering the eggs, where you add the hot milk a little bit of a time to the savion, and it starts to temper the eggs, which means it starts to thicken them up but without cooking them. And then when you've got half the mixture mixed in there and you bring it up to a nice whisk, then add the entire thing back to the pan and put it back on the heat. Whisk this very quickly. Whisking. No doubt your arm will get tired, and it's expected. The only way it's not going to get quite tired is if you're me, and all them years being single as a teenager really come into play. What we're going to do now is we're going to add this back into the pan, and we're going to put it on the heat, and we're going to bring it up to the boil because we want the corn flour to cook out and thicken it all up.
So, the GoPro decided to die. This means the footage has disappeared into the creative ether. To save you staring at the back of Death Metal Chef's head for 10 minutes, I'm serious, look. We'll skip this next part. But not to worry, the basic instructions are: turn up heat, but not all the way. You don't want to scramble the eggs. Constantly stir with a wooden spoon so it doesn't stick to your bottom. Stir and stir and stir until either you or it gets thicker. And now, back to your usually scheduled programming.
Okay, so hopefully you can see that. Nice. When you pull it and it leaves a line. Yeah. Now, let's get some more chocolate in there. Oh. Now we want to stir this in while it's off the heat so that the chocolate melts. As you can see, it's thickening even more as now the cooling process begins. Now, what we're going to do is add 2 tablespoons, roughly the equivalent of unsalted butter, to give it a nice glossy sheen at the end, like so. Again, you add this in after it's come off the heat, it will naturally just melt in the residue heat from the pan, and it gives it a wonderful gloss. Now, what I'm going to do is have a quick taste, and for me that doesn't need any more sugar. Now I'm going to cool it. Got a big ceramic tray, I'm going to pour it in there, shallow, flat, widespread surface, because we want it to cool down super quick. We want that to cool down super quick, and in that space of time we are going to have a look at our brownie and see where we are. Let's just stick this on the side. Okay, so brownie's finished, creme pat's cold. We're going to take brownie out of the oven, stick it on a cooling rack, and then put it somewhere to cool down really quickly, and then we'll get our Chantilly cream made up. Okay. It's cool, it's risen, slightly split around the edges, but we don't want it too solid or else it'll stop being a brownie and it'll become a sponge. So we kind of want it so it's still sticky in the middle, and then when it cools down, solidifies against that nice centerpiece, that chewy brownie texture that we all so love. So, stick it on the cooling rack, put this out of the way, and then we're going to crack on with our Chantilly cream. Come here. Yeah. This is my official chocolate tester. I would recommend that every house has one. They're pretty cheap to pick up.
Yeah, I had it here.
That one there?
Yeah.
You can get them from Argos, $29.99 or IKEA.
No light.
There's lots of lights, aren't there? Tell you what, I'll take the pouch in, and you, I'm going to try the choc.
Okay.
Okay, the moment of truth. Is it good?
How about you?
You need to try it. You need to try it again.
Mama,
No. Really try.
Is it good, choc?
Mhm.
There you go. Seal of approval. Nom 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 nom. Choc is good. So brownie is cooling. We're now going to put together our Chantilly cream. Chantilly cream sounds very posh, but it's not. It's whipped cream with icing sugar and a bit of vanilla flavouring. That's it. Sounds good though. Chantilly, whatever. Well, looking for about, how much, what are these, 150s? So yeah, about 300 ml of cream. So 300 ml of whipping cream or double cream, whichever you got, prefer, use, stole, whatever. 5 ml, that much. Vanilla. And to that ratio, I'd probably put 1 tablespoon of icing sugar. We can always test it when it's thickened and see what it was like. So a dip. Once it's probably put another in there. You seem to be salivating. 2 tablespoons, yeah, 2 tablespoons to 300 ml. It's a good ratio, I think. Okay. Now we whisk. If you have a KitchenAid, use a KitchenAid, but man's still dirty from making my sourdough last night because I didn't clean it afterwards. Saying that whipping cream doesn't actually take that long to whip, especially the icing sugar. There you go. Yeah, I didn't take long, did it? That firm peaks, like so. Yeah. Perfect. Right, we're going to stick it in a piping bag, and we're going to put the creme fraiche in a piping bag. So, easy way. Let's take that. Like so. Piping bag, sling it around, get it all to the bottom, like so. What I normally do for ease, get some cling film. Yeah. Not so much. Tear it off and make a bit of string out of it. A bit of that. Tie. Voila. Piping bag of Chantilly ready to go. For the record, this is just the bottom half of one of them nutrition sports drinks things. But it's perfect for putting your piping bag in rather than trying to hold it and spoon it. And as you can see now, creme pat solidified up, nice and solid. Well, it says solid, it's solid enough for what we need. There you go. Oh, that does not look safe, but it is. Creme pat, Chantilly cream, ready to rock and roll. Because I want to get this wrapped up, because children need feeding, and not just chocolate trifle. We're going to take some of the brownie now. What I like to do is plate them up in dessert cocktail bases, like so. First we're going to bring over my fruit base. This is a really big jar of blueberry compote that my beloved made, and it's absolutely phenomenal. Let's start. Again, if you want to use jelly, make a jelly. If you want to use fruit soaked in booze, then do that. Personally, I find that blueberry works phenomenal with chocolate, especially in a compote, like so. My wife made cruffins, if no one's familiar with such a term. It's kind of like a croissant but made into a muffin, and then she piped the blueberry compote with vanilla creme pat inside them. Oh, phenomenal. Hopefully she's going to be making an appearance in the future at some point, doing some bakery stuff, which she's amazing at, better than I am. I just slug together sugar. Once it's got enough sugar in it, everyone's happy, but she's phenomenal. So let's go get our brownie, and probably end up having to scoop the brownie into there, but that's okay. So the brownie's sunk slightly, which kind of I was hoping for. Now normally I would portion this up and then break it off in chunks, but we haven't got time for that precisely. So what I'm going to do is get like so, and I'm just going to spoon chunks of brownie into it. Okay, so jam, brownie, gooey. We're going to get all that in there. Chantilly cream. You can dust some cocoa on top, which I like to do is just get a little line there, and then another little line next to it, a couple of little pellets, just at the side, and there you have it. Death by Chocolate Trifle.
Mom.
There you have it. Death by Chocolate Trifle. Thanks very much for tuning in. If you like it, share it, hit the subscribe button, there, wherever it is. And we'll be back soon with more recipes. Until then, stay safe, stay indoors, and much love.
Bye-bye.